the basis of this game is really simple. I'm going to show you a statement that is either a verse from Lamentations or a verse from Taylor Swift. We'll start with the left, go to the right. Whoever ends up with the most amount of points wins the game. Got it? All right, so let's go ahead and say, first one to left side here. She cries herself to sleep at night, tears soaking her pillow. Is this a Taylor Swift lyric or from the Bible? All right, we're going to raise hands. Is it a Taylor Swift lyric? Hands up. Okay. Is it a Bible lyric? Is it a verse of the Bible? Hands up. Okay, I think you guys are voting Taylor Swift. So they are saying Taylor Swift, and it is Lamentations 1-2. Oh, okay, so 0-0. All right, it's your chance to take the lead, right side. All right, so let's go to the next question. Your knives and swords and weapons that you use against me. We have a strong Taylor Swift opinion. What's everyone else's opinion here on the right side? Is it Taylor Swift? Raise your hands. Okay. Oh, that's an easy victory right there. All right, and it is Taylor Swift. 1 point. Way to go. All right. It is 1-0. Okay, left side, you are behind by 1 now, and we're after round 1. Let's get to our next question. My eyes are blind with the tears. My stomach is in a knot. 1 vote for Lamentations and 29 abstentions. All right, okay, all those who think it's the Bible, raise your hand. Okay, all those who think it's Taylor Swift, raise your hand. All right, Bible, we're voting Bible, and it is Lamentations, 1 point for the left side. All right, it is now 1-1, right? All right, I think I could count, but all right, next question. You're like a lion ready to pounce. Taylor Swift or the Bible? Okay, if it's the Bible, raise your hands. That's clear majority. All right, they're saying Bible. It is Lamentations 3:10. 2 points for this side, to 1 point. Yeah, you are now my official point taker back there. All right. The people in the way back get to count points. All right, next question. This yearning in the deep part of my heart for you. Bible or Taylor Swift? Raise your hand if you think it's Taylor Swift. Okay, raise your hand if you think it's Bible. All right, Taylor Swift wins that one. They're going Taylor Swift. It is. Ain't nothing about you. All right, so it's now 2-2, tied game. Over here, the next question. I'll never forget the trouble, the poison I've swallowed. Bible or Taylor Swift, folks? Okay, if it's Taylor Swift, raise your hands. Okay, if it's Bible, raise your hands. They're going with Bible. It is Bible! It is 3-2. All right, guys, you're behind by 1. But there's one thing I remember so I can keep a grip on hope. Is that Taylor Swift or the Bible? Okay, if you think it's Taylor Swift, raise your hands. Okay, if you think it's the Bible, raise your hands. Okay, this is getting hard. Oh, there, Bible, all right. Guessing the Bible. It is Lamentations 3:21, all right. That is 3-3, it's a tied score. Here we go. Man, they're right on your heels. All right, the next one. I'm aching, no past, nowhere to hide. Taylor Swift, is that everyone here? All right, Taylor Swift. All right, is it Taylor Swift? It is. All right. So that is a 3-4 game, man. They are just keeping right ahead of you. Your turn. Here we go. All we are is skin and bone. Taylor Swift or the Bible? Can you vote both? No, it is one or the other. Okay, all those who think it's Taylor Swift, raise your hands. All those who think it's the Bible, raise your hands. All right, they're guessing the Bible. It is from Treacherous. Oh! All right, that's 4-3. Time to pull away with a lead. It is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is young. Taylor Swift or the Bible? Bible, is that pretty universal, guys? All right, is it the Bible? It is Lamentations. That makes it 5-3. All right, guys, I'm trying to remember how many questions we got here. All right, next question. That's it. It is a victory. The right side wins 5-3. Give yourself a round of applause for either really knowing your Bible or knowing Taylor Swift. Either one's good with me. All right, so you may be wondering, why did we just do this? We did this for actually a really important reason. In the gospel today, you have this line, this sort of historically notorious line of Jerusalem, oh Jerusalem, why do you do this, right? Why do you kill the prophets and all this? We've always got to take into account, whenever we're reading the Bible, what type of art we're engaged in. We heard about them when we talked about apocalyptic art, right? That when you're reading apocalyptic literature, you have to take it a certain way and look at it for what it is, because if you try to take it the wrong way, you can just end up in completely weird places. The same thing applies with what's called Lamentations, or laments. What Jesus is doing in this moment is he is lamenting a horrible situation he has found himself in. What is that situation? He loves the people of Jerusalem, right? He has come and said he is the Messiah. What they are hearing is that what they expect, and we'll learn this as we get closer and closer to Palm Sundays, they are expecting that him as the Messiah will become a military leader who will overthrow Rome, right? That is what they were taught. That's their expectation. Now, he knows this is their expectation. He knows that is not what he means when he says Messiah, right? Here's this weird, twisted, lamenty part. The Pharisees and Sadducees and Jesus agree on something. They agree that if there's a military uprising in Jerusalem, Rome will kill them and kill them all. It's one of the reasons the Pharisees and Sadducees are so scared of Jesus, is that they are sitting there going, if this guy is the Messiah, and again, when they think Messiah, they think military commander. If he comes in here and starts a war with Rome, we're all going to die. They know that's what the people want, and they fear that the people will take up swords and follow him. We'll see that on Maundy, Thursday. Even Peter pulls his sword out, right? Because that's what even Peter thinks. Even as far as Maundy, Thursday, he thinks that's what's going to happen. Now, Jesus knows that's not what he's there for. But this is the great lament. Both him and the Pharisees and Sadducees are trying to avoid the same horrible end for the people of Jerusalem. But it is going to be the Pharisees and Sadducees and others not understanding of who he is that's going to lead to his death. And ironically enough, with him passing, that will leave an opening we know historically occurs later, which is that other people will come by and they will say, I am a Messiah, and they will say I'm a Messiah in the general pick up your sword sort of sense, and they will go to Jerusalem and they will start an uprising, and that will start a war with Rome, and Rome will crush Jerusalem. Once and then twice. And upon the second time, because this is what repressive regimes do, they don't just crush Jerusalem. They destroy the temple, they sack it, they steal everything out of it, then they take coins and they imprint it on the back in a commemoration of the sacking of the temple, and then require all the Jewish people to use that. Because when Rome defeats you, it's not just about defeating you militarily, it's about destroying your culture. It's about wiping you off the face of the earth and humiliating the culture. He knows that is what's coming for the people of Israel, and he laments. Think about the pain you would feel knowing it and knowing that there's nothing you can do, really. When you listen to a Taylor Swift song, if you try to take it literally, you will make yourself insane. Because I still don't know what it means to talk slow on the phone so my mother doesn't hear me. Tears on my guitar? No one? Okay. Nobody? Okay. So, know that when we read it, don't go literal, don't go down those dangerous anti-Semitical roads, because it's not what it was ever meant to be. But when we read it, know that Christ felt deep grief at seeing people destroy themselves. I mean, many of us have been there as adults, right? You just see someone going down a bad road, and you know where that road's probably going to lead, but you're powerless to stop it, right? And there's a certain deep, knife-cutting grief in that moment. But as the Bible reminds us, in those dark nights of grief are often followed by your Easter mornings, your new life. Or as Taylor Swift reminds us, when the world is mean and you're left with nothing but tears on your guitar, you wake up the next morning and simply shake it off, right? I got like one person following mine out, two. But no, seriously, guys. Know that when you have those good Fridays, of those dark nights, in those moments where you watch others harm themselves or go down bad paths, know that God is with you. God has felt that feeling and lived that moment and is there to comfort you and there to offer you an Easter that next morning, just like God offered the original Easter, that original Easter morning. Amen.